We take what the wild winds make. We are the storm raiders. We tear through the gale. No chain can bind us. No force can prevail. Lightning's our banner. Thunder's our cry. We are the storm raiders. We'll never die. Clash of steel against the storm's own heart. We're the chaos that tears the dark apart. No king, no throne, no law can decree. We live and we die by the storm's We are the storm raiders. We tear through the gale. No chain can bind us. No force can prevail. Lightning's our banner. Thunder's our cry. We are the storm raiders. We'll never die.
Hello, welcome. I am back. Hopefully, we'll have a little better luck than yesterday. So, let's do a recap a little bit here. So, last week, we streamed Dragon Quest. No problems. Yesterday, without anything being changed, no settings were changed, nothing was downloaded, nothing. Everything was the same as last week. Constant crashes. And it's relating to the fact that my VRAM is 3 gigs. Because I guess they didn't want to give me more when I bought the computer. Of course, it's an older computer. But anyways, they never give you what you actually need. They just cheap you out or whatever. But so I guess the lack of memory was causing crashing. Between the memory usage of the game, the memory usage of OBS, probably even the music I'm playing, and then even the memory of the browser, all adding up and caused crash after crash after crash. Now, the confusing part for me, and I'm not a tech whiz or anything, is why I didn't have that problem last week. Why was it yesterday? And I streamed 3-4 times last week. Didn't have any issues. But then Monday I had issues and nothing changed. So if you're getting constant crashes because of memory, you think last week I would have had the same issue, right? So I don't know why Monday specifically it decided, well, because you're lacking memory, we're going to crash and not work. I think computers have personalities. Maybe they have ghosts. Because that's just crazy. You know, why does it work when it wants to? You know? If your computer can't handle it, it shouldn't work at all. So I spent the day yesterday messing around with settings and changing resolutions and all this mess with very little uh, fix to it. There wasn't. It didn't really make a big a deal. I'm watching the uh, task manager and where it's telling me memory usage under performance, and there was times where I lessened graphics and resolution, and it ended up using more RAM than it was before I lowered resolution. Now that doesn't make any sense. If you Google it, how can I save memory? All right. Well, stream in 720p instead of 1080p, and it should reduce memory usage a good amount. I dropped it down to 720. Didn't really make much difference at all. So it's like they do have personalities when Microsoft puts an AI in your PC and has it gather all your data to send to them. Yes. Makes you wonder if there's like a prankster on the other end and they're like pushing a button. Not today. You're not going to do it today. Maybe tomorrow if I'm feeling generous. Did you listen back to what the audio was doing? I did not. I actually just deleted all the videos and got rid of it all complete. But I was watching the meter down below when you mentioned it, and there was times I wasn't even saying anything, and it was going up and down like I was saying something. So I'm not exactly sure why it did that. I'm assuming it had something to do with memory, probably. It lagged or something. That's my voice rubber banding. Maybe the mic volume meter was behind and it was trying to catch up. It was horrible. It was picking up your breathing crystal clear and your typing, but any actual noise was way overdriven. Yeah. I don't think I'll ever buy a computer from Best Buy again. I bought this probably around 2017 when I first started streaming, and got it from Best Buy for like $1,200. GTX 1060, 3 gigabytes of VRAM. And it's kind of funny when you're growing up and you don't come from like computer background kind of thing, just general use and some gaming, right? You don't understand all these things, okay, until you end up getting involved in it. Like, if you sign up for internet service, okay, they advertise download speed. And that's what everybody kind of focuses on is the download speed. But if you're wanting to do any kind of broadcasting, anything like this, it's upload speed that's really important. But they don't usually advertise that. Lots of times they'll just give you the download speed and that's it. And you have to like specifically ask them, well, what's the upload speed? I mean, they'll even give you the price before they'll tell you the upload speed. So as I'm, getting experience doing this, I'm learning. I got to be concerned about upload speed and bit rates and all this mess. There's a big, there's a lot to do that I think generally people don't think about. Okay, so you buy a computer, all right, a general person like myself. Okay, um, I understand about storage space. Okay, and RAM. Okay, but at no time did I know anything about VRAM. I didn't know nothing about VRAM. I didn't even know that was a thing until I started having issues on this computer. I had never heard of VRAM in my life because I never took all those kind of classes. I only, learned what they taught in public school and from dabbling here and there. So I didn't even know that there was a VRAM and that decided whether or not you could play a game or not. I always assumed you had RAM and that was it. It covered everything. And that storage space was a big deal. Obviously, you got to be able to have room to put the game and all its tons of updates and stuff on. But yeah, I never thought for 1 second that there was a VRAM. Otherwise, I probably would have made sure I had more than three. Um, so I guess some lessons were learned. Unfortunately, though, in today's world, prices of everything is through the roof. You have to just about sell your soul to even put food on your table. From what I've seen of the pre-built reviews, no pre-built is perfect, and most are horrible. Yeah. I know most people they build their own. I don't know. Part of me is always afraid I'm going to mess something up trying to build my own. To be honest with you, um, I don't have the best of luck. I am not a lucky person. Okay. And so it's like knowing my luck, I'll put things together backwards, or I'll push too hard and break something, or static shock will fry whatever the component is. Yeah, VRAM is the fast RAM on the GPU, and performance suffers when the GPU needs to use system RAM. Yeah. See, that's the thing. The average person doesn't know anything about VRAM. They just know about RAM. And so it's going to, um, I don't know. I could potentially just try to invest in a new graphics card and maybe try to get a bigger SSD drive and replace the C drive. But then I'm going to have to pay somebody to kind of put that all together, especially when it comes to the C drive, because I got to move the operating system and all that stuff from the old C drive to the new C drive. And, the thing about hiring a professional is there's more of a guarantee. And if they screw it up, they got to fix it. They're responsible for it. If I do it myself and I break something, I'm SOL. I'm on my own. There goes all that money out the window, Um, plus, somebody messes up and they refuse to, fix it, then I could sue them. I can't sue myself, so you got to weigh your options. If you're good with computers and you can do it, go for it, But if you're unsure, I would recommend having a professional person who has a business do it, just because of legality and whatnot. Unfortunately, though, that also costs money, and you got to have it. And there's not a lot of that going around right now, especially during Christmas time. Christmas time is the worst. That's when everybody has no money. And the funny thing is okay, so it's Christmas time. We want to buy gifts and stuff. Okay. And then after Christmas time, we struggle to get gifts for everybody. After Christmas time is what? Tax return time. Now you're getting some money that you could have used a month or two ago for Christmas. Or you could look at it the other way. You're now in debt because of Christmas, and you can use your tax return to pay off your debt. But you'll probably find somebody's profiting more than you are. Somebody is definitely benefiting more than you are. Always. Hey, how you doing, Nightwing? I heard an interesting rumor. I don't know how true it is because I only heard the one source, and so I don't believe everything 100%. But it's an interesting thought, and it's not a good one. But maybe we'll find out within the next week or so. Apparently, some stores, like Walmart, for example, there's a discussion that they're going to implement return fees. So if you buy somebody a Christmas gift and it doesn't fit, or maybe it was broken in the package, whatever reason you're returning it, you have to pay them a fee for them to take it back. So now they're trying to profit from returns. I mean, they're technically not losing anything if you return. You get your money back, it goes back on the shelf, and then they sell it again. So it's not like they're actually losing anything. So they're trying to gain extra profit. In stores like Walmart, they're already making billions in profits, and it ain't enough for them. And so now they're trying to find ways to make more. It was kind of the same thing. I don't know if you remember back in time when you got paid. Um, you had your check, you went to the bank, you waited in line, whether inside or in the drive-through, and you deposited, cashed your check, whatever. Then, they created the direct deposit thing, and some banks charge you fees for that. Okay, so then you have tax returns. Okay, it used to be you got mailed a check in the mail, and then you deposit it. Okay, no fees, just deposit it. And then as time went on, they established the direct deposit option, or even you can get their credit card thing, which is a scam. Don't do it. So you get your direct deposit, it direct deposits into your account. You don't have to worry about a check, although lots of times I get the check for, I used to get the check for state, but I think it's direct deposit now too. But anyways, they charge you a fee to deposit your tax return into your bank account. So if you were to write me a check or whatever for some random amount of money, $1, and I go to the bank and I say, I want to deposit this in my account. Okay, no fee. But if you want to deposit your tax return, there's a fee for that. They're now profiting off of your tax return. Let's see, me and the wife are in Moscow, Russia for her birthday in 2 days. And so, yes, seeing her family, and it's 3 degrees right now. Goodness gracious. I believe it. Moscow's up there where it's cold. Well, happy birthday to your wife. I hope y'all have a great and safe Christmas while you're up there, and try to stay warm. 3 degrees, yeah, my butt would be hibernating. I would not go outside. Nope. If I had a job, they say it's time to come to work. 3 degrees, no, it's not. When it's warmer, we'll talk about work. Meanwhile, I'm staying home in the heat. Especially where I used to work, because I used to work security. And so there was times you were outside for a good while. I couldn't imagine being outside in 3-degree weathers for hours. Not going to do that. Restocking fees used to be common. I also see nothing wrong with reasonable restocking fees. They're needing to pay wages for someone to take it in and restock it. Yeah, I guess that's true. I just feel we as American people, we pay for way too much. Um, even things that maybe we shouldn't be paying for. My beard was frozen in icicles last night. My Canadian soldier friends call it a facial from Frosty the Snowman. Lord. Now, if they ask you for a tip for taking your return, that's going too far. I would not be surprised. This is also the generation of tipping. Tipping. There's some stores that you have an option to tip the self checkout register. Like, who are you tipping? I can tip myself. I'm doing the work. And I saw some videos, and one person explained, and it was kind of a joke and parody kind of thing. But the one person explained it's for the one staff member that goes around and makes sure everything's working right and helps you check out. Might check your ID if you're getting cigarettes or alcohol or whatever. It's for that one person. Although I have my suspicions that it gets divided up somewhere. It's a common thing. Okay, you go to a restaurant, that's where tips have always been a thing. Okay, you always tip your server. And in some cases, they'll even have a jar where you could tip the cooks if you want. I've seen that before too. Um, and so in some of those restaurants, the way they do it is, okay, I'm thinking I'm tipping my waitress as a way of saying thank you for your service, blah, blah, blah. And they put all the tips in a jar, and either the owner, manager, whatever, takes all the tips, or it's divided amongst everybody. Okay, they think that's fair, but it's not fair if you have some servers that aren't doing as good of a job or not working as hard as the other. Somebody is getting paid for doing less. That's not really fair. It's not really fair if a manager or an owner takes all the tips either, because we weren't tipping you. um, and tipping is definitely a heated discussion I've seen right now. So you have self-checkouts that want to tip. People want you to tip when you're there to pick up takeout. It's like I'm not being waited on. Why am I tipping? Um, Drivers, you know, DoorDash, Uber, all them. They're wanting tips, and they want high tips. They don't want no $5 tips. If you give them a $5 tip, they're gonna like spit in your food or something, kind of thing. Um, and it's just amazing. I've even heard some landlords. You own your house, your landlord wants a tip. I'm like, for what? Here's a tip. Don't ask me for a tip. Okay. It's like ridiculous. Meanwhile, you got some countries, they pay their staff a livable wage and there are no tips. And if you try to tip, it's actually taken as offensive. So it's like that's the issue. One of the issues we have in America is the company. It's like, oh, I can save money. I don't have to pay them. I can make my customers pay them. So just for legality, they get $2-3 an hour, and then tips pay the rest. And I saw a post. I don't know how true it was. There's a lot of AI stuff or whatever, but it was a receipt. The guy was talking about he likes to leave a nice tip if the service is good, and so he left the person $100 tip, but he did it with his card digitally. And the server wrote on the receipt, "Thank you for the tip, but if you're going to tip $100, please give it to me in cash." And he was kind of offended by that. And he's like, at least I gave you a tip, and now you want it in cash. And part of it had to do with taxes. I guess they take taxes out of credit card tips, but they don't out of cash because you put it in your pocket and nobody even knows you have it, right? Um, I don't know. I personally think we should do away with tips altogether. No more tipping. Let's pay these people a livable wage. I mean, if you think about it, they're working this fancy dancy Italian restaurant. Okay, does a lot of business. They're probably making a lot of money off of tips, but their pay rate is $2-3 an hour, fixed amount, with a variable amount of tipping because tipping is technically optional. It's not really required, although some people see it as it's required. If you have a large party dining, they charge you a gratuity, which is a tip that you have to pay regardless. So make sure you don't double tip. So the wait staff get $2-3 an hour fixed. If you go over to McDonald's, there's no tipping at McDonald's. A lot of the people working at McDonald's are getting 12, 13 plus dollars an hour fixed, guaranteed. So it's like if you were going to work in the food industry, would you rather have a job that only pays you $3 an hour guaranteed? Might make a fortune on tips if you're lucky, but you don't know. It's a gamble. Or would you rather have a job where you're getting a fixed amount, guaranteed this amount of money every single time? I say we pay them more and do away with tips. They try to give you some kind of malarkey about, well, if we pay them more, then we have to raise our prices. You're already raising your prices and you're not paying them anymore. That's a BS excuse. I don't even want to hear it. When you go somewhere and you're paying $3-4 just for a hot dog, that's not including the drink or the fries. You're paying $2-3 just for a drink, and then you want to tell me that by paying your people more, you're going to have to raise the price even more? How about you take some of that money out of your profit and pay your employees? See, that's the difference between big business and small businesses. I'm a big supporter of small businesses, probably because I'm partially one. I'm a small business owner. But a small business owner has to put everything into his business. Okay. He doesn't have billions of dollars of profits. Okay. If he makes a certain amount of profit, he's going to take some of that money and put it back into the business. Maybe give any employees he has a raise. He's going to take care of his business. Because if you do that, then you're going to get more business and you're going to make more money. And of course, I have an ad break right now, so you probably can't really hear what I'm saying, but you can watch the video later. A big business, we made $100 billion profit last year. Did you give your people a raise? No, but we laid some of them off. Oh, and we're closing some of our stores. Why? You made $100 billion in profit. Why? That doesn't make any sense. It's called greed. It's not inflation, it's greed. That's the problem we have in America. I can't speak for other countries. I don't live there. But based on what I see, they do have actual programs in some countries that actually takes care of their people. In America, it costs you extra. Supposed to be one of the richest, greatest countries in the world, but we surely don't act like it. So, well, so far the stream hasn't crashed. Knock on wood. Remember we were talking about how it just kept crashing? Well, it hasn't crashed yet. Of course, I haven't started playing the game yet. The game is open. What I did differently today than what I did yesterday, and like I said, last week we didn't have any problems at all. I don't have my browser open right now. I don't have the dashboard up on Twitch. I'm only streaming on Twitch. I'm not multi-streaming today because this is kind of a trial experiment kind of thing. Because of lack of memory, yesterday the game was doing a lot of crashing, and OBS was doing a lot of crashing and whatnot. So today I'm like, how can I reduce memory usage without making too many graphical changes? Because as you lower resolution and whatnot, you get a blurry mess, and it's not really nice to watch. So by not having the browser open and the Twitch dashboard open, I'm actually saving a little bit of memory. And hopefully that will be enough to help. Do I need the dashboard open? Depends on what I need to do. If I was wanting to raid somebody, probably would need the dashboard open. Other things like that. But for the most part, OBS, I have the chat docked. I have Twitch stats. It tells me how many viewers I have, how many followers and subscribers I have, and then I have the Twitch activity feed that lets me know if anybody's followed or anything like that. At this point, I don't really think I need anything else viewable. The main reason why I had the dashboard open in the past was to make sure I was still connected to Twitch, because there would be times that I would be playing and talking, but y'all wouldn't see nothing. But then I've also had times where, I'm talking and moving and y'all see it on your end, but OBS froze up and I can't see nothing. Let's see, catch up on the chat. This will be the first time I've had dinner with a president of a country tomorrow night. Oh, you're going to eat with Putin. Well, I hope you enjoy your dinner and be careful. The owner taking thing is actually legal and is strictly enforced. It is, but you know how rules are. It's legal until you're caught, basically. And cash is hard to trace. Basically, his employees would have to rat him out. And the problem with that is then they would then lose their job because, well, the boss just got fired. They got nobody to pay him anymore. Could open the dashboard at the end of stream if you wanted to raid somebody. True. It wouldn't really matter if it crashed at that point anyway. No, it wouldn't. And the other thought I had is I do have a little Chromebook. I could potentially pull that out and monitor the dashboard through the Chromebook. I could do that. And, it's run off of Wi-Fi. It's not had anything to do with the PC, so memory shouldn't be an issue. Thought about doing the same thing if I was doing some later night streaming on the PlayStation. I could just have my Chromebook open and manage it from there. All right, so we are going to try to play Dragon Quest. Fingers crossed. We are trying to learn of King Minosa's secret. The town said that he's been acting differently recently, a lot meaner, basically. And so we are going through Minosa's cave, and the Mirror of Ra is supposed to be there, and it's supposed to let you see hidden things, basically. So that's kind of what we're working on. We went down the cave before. We got a bunch of treasure and whatnot, but it was getting time to end the stream, and we needed some healing anyway, so we just went back to town, healed and saved, and called it quits last week. So we're just going to pick up where we left off and continue exploring the cave and whatnot. Okay. Fingers crossed. Everybody pray that we can play the game. All right, so this is the cave. Spooky, spooky. Look at all that toxic waste there, I guess you could call it. All right, we're going to switch to the boomerang so we can hit everybody. Let's double up on the Wordle. We're going to toss some boulders, and we're going to crack. Not bad, guys. If you notice anything wrong with audio or even video, please let me know, because what you see and hear and what I see and hear very well might be two different things. I'm going to do a quick heal here. Alright, so we've been all over this floor. Then we come down to this floor. We've been up above. There's a bunch of treasures that go all the way around to the top there. We did that. Fought mimics. There's a hole right down there, and then you have a path. Thing about a hole is once you go down the hole, you can't come back up it. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go down and avoid the hole for the moment. We can always come back. You know what? Flipped a Orochi's sword. Attack, attack. Let's throw some boulders. And crackle. Oh, we have some undead. Okay. Alright, so we're going to switch to the zombie main, because it's good on undead. And we're going to attack the walking corpse. You are going to double up on the other walking corpse. We use flame breath. And boom. 300, goodness. All right. Oh, it's a mimic. Holy mimic. All right, let's go back to Orochi's sword. It's stronger. We're going to use Flame Slash. So I think Flame still works on it. We're going to double up. Let's do the Monster Pylon. And Prison. Maybe not use fire. Do not use fire on the mimic. The candy box was weak against fire. Alright, let's do lightning slash. Didn't hit very hard, but his hit points was low enough. Alright, so this is a dead end, so we can go this way. Ooh, almost 8,000 gold. That's nice to find. Agility ring. We have a few. And yep, I knew it was about time for a mimic. Do falcon slash. Let's do double up. Throw boulders. I don't know. Swoosh. Maybe he's just strong against magic. Well, thankfully, that missed. Of course, it might have missed because we had the diamonds. So it's almost 9 p.m. in Moscow with 3 degrees, like I said, but the wind chill is worse because it's negative 12 degrees. Yeah. Staying at home with the heat, maybe even a fireplace. Alright, let's see if we still have diamonds. He's got the diamond. You do not. You do. And you do not. Let's go back in the bag. So, this is kind of a new thing for Dragon Quest III. You have these things called diamond, and if somebody uses a death spell or something on you, it dies in your place, basically. So it's good to have, especially when you're fighting these mimics. Chili. Oh, we had chili last night. Zombie's Bane. That's 2. I already have one. Yep, Zombie's Bane. Now, I don't know about this one, but some of the other Dragon Quests, there's 2. You have Zombie Bane and Zombie Slayer, and one's stronger than the other. Wind and then earth. They're still alive. Oh, they brought one back. Look at that. Let's just attack. Yeah, chili's a good thing to have when it's cold. Either that or something like a stew. Pot pies, shepherd pies, and what the heck is it called? People make it different ways, but it's like you have a bunch of like gravy or something, and then you have biscuits in it. And some places, some people put little tiny biscuits in it. And then, like my mom, she put bigger biscuits in it. And it was very filling and great for a warm day. What was it called? Not biscuits and gravy. There's something else. What in the world is it called? No, it's not. It's not the gravy and biscuits. It's something else. All right, we're gonna have to pull up Google here on the phone. It's something dumplings, something with like dumplings or something. Chicken and dumplings. There's chicken in it, and then you make the dumplings out of biscuit mix, and so it's sort of like a biscuit. Yeah, chicken and dumplings. Wife and I are going to make. I'm not going to try to pronounce those, but I hope it's very good for you. Trying to like open image here. I do not want to download it. All right, so chicken and dumplings. I don't know how well you're going to see it on this camera. Something like that. That'll keep you warm too, and it's very filling. I usually couldn't eat the whole thing. Another mimic. Good thing we got them diamonds. Oh, got one asleep. All right, who lost their diamond? You lost your diamond. You lost your diamond. You still have yours, and you still have yours. I need to get some more. Yggdrasil leaf. Meat-filled dumplings boiled and stirred with butter on sour cream. Baked or fried buns with savory meat, cabbage, or sweet fillings. And cabbage rolls stuffed with meat and rice. Hey, that doesn't sound too bad, to be honest with you. It looks like by this map we're going to have to fall down the hole to get that item. But we're going to continue exploring. We'll just backtrack. The boomerang doesn't usually do a very good job. On these guys, anyways. The crack does pretty good, though. An iron helmet. Yeah, we don't need that. All right, we're going to go all the way around. A cat suit. We got another cat suit. Okay, so now we're going to use the boomerang because we have a bigger variety here. All right, we're going to have you double up on the wordle, throw some boulders, and could crack. Chosen! He died! That damn skeleton! He hits twice! Lord have mercy. Yeah, we're going to go all the way around the outside perimeter here and then work our way in. All right, so that skeleton sure ain't playing. Right.
Take this.
Magic's being drained pretty good. All right. I'll do a little walk to make sure we didn't forget nothing. Okay. Go around the outside here. All right, shadows are not weak against ice. The wife is also making her candy flavored vodkas. Oh goodness. I remember back in the day, I think my uncle still makes them. But my grandfather, he used to get what's called potato candy. That's pretty good. Still standing. Charge. Two levels up. Look at that. So it would seem we've appeared to a dead end, which I have a theory. We look at the map here, there's a hole. right there, south of the treasure. So we got to drop down a hole, get the treasure, drop down the hole again, and it'll bring us right here where we are. Now we got to go back up. You know what? I finally got my wife into, and it took me forever since she's Russian. What? What did you get her into? Eating food with her hands, like hot dogs and pizza and burgers. Yeah? Yeah, some places, you know, they believe you use a fork. And it's kind of funny that you mentioned that. When I was in elementary school, way back when, you know how they always had the teacher assistant would be there while you're eating lunch, okay, and watch you while you're eating lunch, and then take you back to class. And so we were having fried chicken, and it was a nice sized fried chicken breast, okay. And the silverware that they provided for you was plastic. Most of the time, it was what's called a spork, where it's part fork, part spoon. And so, we learned chicken is a finger food. You use your hands, okay? But she was trying to get us to eat that chicken with a plastic spork. And I'm like, it's bouncing off. It's not working. I guess she didn't learn about finger foods. They went boom. Oh, chili cheese dogs. That sounds nice. Whenever I go to Cookout, I usually order it all the way. Use it on that. Getting kind of low on magic. Have him attack the shadows. We'll have her use boulder toss, and he can use cook crack. It's not going to work on the shadows very well. I don't think I replaced the diamonds. Let's see. You got one. You have one. You have one. You have one. Okay, they're good. All right, down the hole. Tramino. There's gonna be something guarding this box. Look at that! It's Rosmere. Whole ice thing's kind of neat. And then we fall down the hole again, and look where we are. Now, see, in the original, you couldn't use zoom inside a building, cave, or whatnot. You had to use evac, and then you could use zoom. But in the remake, zoom works regardless. So it makes evac kind of worthless unless you're just wanting to be outside where you are. I think the street lights are kind of neat. Like little lanterns hanging on the thing, and it's really nice when it's nighttime. They did a good job on the remake, I think. We got a good amount of money, don't we? I kind of want to get the remake for 1 and 2. Although I'm kind of putting purchases on hold right now. We've already streamed 1 and 2, so if I was to get it, I probably would not stream it again, just simply because it's going to take us longer to go through the series, to backtrack. But I'm hoping that they remake 4, 5, 6. They are remaking 7. That's going to be out next year. I like 8. You know, 8's when things started changing a lot for Dragon Quest. I don't know if it warrants a remake at the moment, just simply because a lot of these older games are remaking kind of sort of like what 8 would be. I mean, they could potentially do a remake, but I don't think it would be as needed as these older versions, these older games. But I would like to see them remake Dragon Quest IX because it was only available on the DS. As far as I'm aware, it's not available on the Switch at all, just the DS. And out of all the Dragon Quest games, that's like the only one you can't find anywhere else, you know, on any other system. So hopefully they'll do that. Okay, I don't think there was really anything we were saving up for in the stores. So we're going to go in here. We're going to put our money in the bank. Always good to save money. Deposit. We are going to deposit 1, 2, 3, 13,000. All right, we already competed here. We did that already. Learn the king's secret. Sneak into the castle after nightfall. Okay. So I guess technically we should have slept at the inn for nightfall and not overnight. That's okay. We can always use our nightlight. All right. See, look at that. Isn't that neat? I bet you realistically, though, that would be a pain in the ass for somebody to manage those every day. It's like just before sundown, somebody's going around with some kind of ladder, is going around lighting every single candle and then replacing them as, needed. That's a lot of work. I hope they're getting paid well. But it is neat. But whenever you watch like movies that are supposed to be back in this time period, very rarely do you see candles on lampposts like that. You really don't even see any lights lighting a path unless somebody's carrying a lantern like we currently are. Or they're on the building. Sometimes they have them on the building. Now, so you look at this, you'd be like, is there a candle inside that? It almost looks like a light bulb, don't it? Maybe it's magic. They're not going to let us through. We have to sneak through the servant side. Nobody even guarding the door. And we have a magic key. Oh, should we talk to the guard, see what he says? I cannot allow myself to fall asleep at my post. The king, he will. I must not go without dinner again. This always happens when I go without dinner. Majesty, forgive me. I did not mean to. Blessed goddess, Santa May, thank you for allowing me to survive another day. Goodness. Alright, so the king has gone to bed. I am certain that his majesty has retired for the night. Please, you must not disturb him. He will not let us pass, but there is a way to sneak in that we discovered when we were exploring. Gotta go to the roof. Whee! Woo! It's an interesting sound it makes. There he is.
Who dare disturb royal slumber? Come back. Never.
Yes, let's use the Ra's mirror. I think originally it was called Mirror of Ra, but potato. Rufus holds aloft Ra's mirror, revealing the king's true form. The king is actually a terrifying monster.
You see me?
He's a troll.
Well, you no live to tell.
All right, troll. I don't know if he would use magic. So we're going to accelerate, and then we're going to kabuff.
Be brave.
Here I go.
Boom! You hear the sound? Shall we hit him with some boulders?
It's time.
Oh, we're going to have to use kabuff again. He's listening to polka. Goodness.
You're mine.
Ooh, we got to do a heal. Ah.
This.
Try to use puddle.
You're mine.
Here I go.
Brace yourself. Freeze. Ah.
Well, he's in the yellow now.
You're mine. All right.
Ooh. Let's see here.
Time to heal.
Okay. Okay.
Time to heal. Time to heal.
Take this.
He's a tough one. Oh, I'll use it twice. She doesn't have kabuff. Just has Kasat.
Enough. Kabuff. Ah. All right.
There we go. Burn. 21,000 experience. Oh, yeah. Cassiz.
You strong, but no matter. You too weak for big boss Baramos, like fly against lion. Crush every bone in body.
So it became known that the heartless king of Mendoza was in fact an impostor. The real king and all those falsely imprisoned were promptly rescued from their cells in the dungeon. Exhausted from the day's events, Rufus decided to spend the night in the castle.
Truly a terrifying brute indeed. You have overcome another obstacle that would have bested most. However, you must not grow complacent. This is far from the last test you will face on your quest. Steel yourself for what lies ahead. Now, you must find someone aged and a magical staff. The bones of the dead and a wandering vessel. A sword of the earth and a mountain most fiery. Seek these out, and the path shall reveal itself before you. May your journey be a safe one, brave adventurer.
Then morning comes.
Needless to say, I will be keeping a closer eye on my mud rod from now on. My sincerest thanks for saving both me and my kingdom. We are all eternally in your debt. And the more I dwell on it, the more I think it is for the best that I bestow my mud rod onto you. May it aid you on your travels. Oh, and I have also prepared another small token of my gratitude to you. Goddess speed now, young adventurer.
Wow, thanks Twitch, my mod view just crashed, reloaded, and it crashed again. 2 reloads, and so now you're crashing. It is contagious. The king said the reward is yours to take. The entire kingdom wishes you all the best on your journey. The mighty armlet. I blame Twitch, but I'm glad your stream is stable at least. When my screen went black, I wondered if it was you again. Hey, look, we're now girls. You're now slimes. What's this, girl? Come on, then. Let's see what you got. What's the meaning of this? Who allowed monsters into our midst? We're now dwarves. The sad thing is I think they count dwarves as monsters. Or not. Okay. If I use the mirror, will it undo it? I can't use it. I think it just wears off eventually. Alright, find the elderly man who seeks a magical staff. I am also thinking we should go to... That's not what I wanted. Now we're old men. I wonder why we can't like use the mirror on him, because we know he's a person. And then she turns into a cat at night. I think it was mentioned in this song over here. There's a place where young couples do tarry, though some will not last, still yet others will marry. There was once two lovers who came almost daily, where now are those faces that smiled then so gaily. Give me just a second, I'll be right back. Okay. We are back. So, we know that the lovers he was talking about is that lady and the horse, basically. But I don't recall if he ever says how to fix it. Let's try switching it to nighttime. Over here now. Oh, to look at the sea, one would hardly believe that this hideous monster its currents to stew seas. Yes, it sometimes does seem like a fanciful dream. Is our world perhaps not but a fantastic scheme? Doesn't say anything. So now the horse is a man, and the woman is a cat. Darling Sabrina, my true love, we are doomed never to speak again, never to meet. Have you seen her? And I say, yes. Then please, you must tell her. Tell her that her Carlos, he still loves her, and he will for all time. So you talk to her during the day, and they don't give you an option to tell her that. During the night, she's a cat, and she just goes meow. They can't use the raw's mirror. Oh, we turn into gargoyle or something. We like turn into a cat. It's a shame you can't like control what you turn into. They really like that woman. Now we're a shopkeeper. And slimes. And the woman again. And woman again. And a different woman. Same color hair though. Same one. Shopkeeper. Old man. Old man again. The dwarf. I wonder if we can use this with the elf queen. What she'll say. Or excuse me, fairy. She's a fairy. Alright, we need to turn into something that's not human. What about slimes? You can't fool us fairies with a simple trick like that. I can see you. Humans, help me. I don't want to be kidnapped. Oh, you're not going to let me use the rod. Boy. I don't think it should turn into the one that you just were. It should have to change something different. Be even better if you could actually pick it. Ah!
My stupid daughter Aniseed fell in love with a human boy.
We know.
She took one of our special fairy treasures, the Dreamstone, and ran off with him and never came back. He must have tricked her somehow. It's the only explanation. Stupid humans. He probably stole the Dreamstone off her, and now she's too ashamed to come home. Poor thing. Ugh, just looking at humans makes me feel sick. Just go away, will you?
Okay, so that didn't work. And I haven't found neither one of them yet. Find the elderly man who seeks the staff. How many mini medals do we have? Agility Gillet. Dragon Tail Whip, which I already have one. Alright, so the Mighty Armlet will make his attack go up 3. The Weightlifter's Belt just changes personality and raises attack as well. So I think we'll go to the Mighty Armlet. Equipped it. Alright, so it's an outfit. Comfy clothing that's easy to move around in. He's already wearing the Agility Gillet. Wisdom goes down, and he gets protection from fire, ice, and explosive attacks. Gremlin. Oh, let's see here. Well, I'll be, if it isn't the mod rod, the very item I've been after all these years. You must let me have it. I'll give you, let me see, how about this lovely old boatman's bone here? All right. I want to make sure that there isn't somewhere I should go first with the mod rod. Yeah, I did, didn't I? I tried to, be something else. All right, so it says primarily to access the secret fairy village shop for unique items by turning into a dwarf, elf, or slime, and later to give it to the old man in the hermitage for the boatman's bone to find the ghost ship, progressing the story and allowing ocean travel. It also lets you talk to other monsters to avoid fights or get past certain barriers in the remake, revealing secrets. Says before giving it away, take the mod rod to the fairy village. Use the rod, transform dwarf, elf, slime to make the shop accessible. Give the rod to the old man in the hermitage on the icy island to get the bone, which helps you locate the ship. Turn into monsters to speak with other monsters in towns and dungeons, often to bypass fights or get clues. Transform into various forms to get funny or unique reactions from town folks. All right, so guess what? We gotta go back. Now keep in mind, it said to access the shop, nothing else. There we go. Greetings. If you're looking for items, you're in luck. Now, how can I serve you? All right, we don't need the snooze stick. Angel robe, heavenly robe that protects the wearer from spells, which would normally be fatal. It's weaker. Pop this on and become a really good egg. Tiara, fit for royalty, but in actuality only makes the wearer an aristocrat. A beautiful bangle that boosts the defense of its wearers. Special medicine, elven elixir, prayer rings, being a better person. That's it? That's all that's here? Already had one. I wish they had better stuff than that. Now a wee bit closer. They should really do a Pokemon game with these graphics. If you watch some of the newer Dragon Quest games, starting with 8, the animator was also the guy involved with Dragon Ball. You can tell it with the hair. Even if you look at these guys, you can tell by looking at the hair. Well, after all these years, you must let it give me the bone. Yes. There you go. One boatman's bone, barely used. Thank you very much indeed. You made an old man happy. Okay, well, what are you going to do with the rod? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Look for the wayward ship. Well, they definitely did not mark it on the map. We do have a circle thing over there that we could potentially go to. Well, maybe they are on a Dragon's Quest for the Dragon Balls. Yeah. What is the main idea of the story of Dragon Ball? Somebody dies. We have to find all the Dragon Balls so that we can bring them back to life. We find the Dragon Balls and we bring them back to life, and then somebody else dies, or the same person dies, so we have to go get the Dragon Balls again and then revive them again. That is Dragon Ball in a nutshell. Comic nerd, not anime nerd. Well, I mean, they do have Dragon Ball manga, which is Japanese comics. At that point, give me a page of Russian cursive. Some of that manga, you kind of have to read it what we would consider being backwards, from the back of the book to the front. What's this? Question mark. We have found question mark. Look up Russian cursive and you'll see what I mean. It's hard to read. Yeah, I can imagine. There's an axe. There's some pots, but I can't check them. All right, I guess we'll check in the house. It looks kind of like a Viking house. Decided that I will build a town here. A town here would surely please and profit the people of the world. But for a town, I need trade, and for trade, I require a merchant. Experience does not concern me. Any merchant will do. Will the wind blow one my way? Soon I wonder. We got to keep our eye out for a merchant that's looking to settle somewhere. Goodness. That's it. That's pretty much all that's right here. There's the boat. I see it now on the map. Near Romeria. I don't think I ever... It's a shame I don't have a spell that'll return me back to the boat. Yeah, I could imagine. All right, we're gonna go down and around here. We're gonna get the sparkles over here in the ocean. King squid. I think the full plate armor is probably too weak. On the left. Let's get him. I don't think we ever went up in here. What's the sign say? Persistence up the river. 5 for Spire over the western mountains. Some seeds. Let's just attack. See what happens. Something over there too. Ah. Safe passage. Now we can walk in there. I'm not sure what that was. Let's pull it up here. Don Hicken? Anyone who dons this instantly becomes the biggest clown around. That's fine if you're a gadabout or whatever it's called, a jester. Another prayer ring. Oh boy. I'm not even standing there. Alright, we're gonna get back on the boat. Alright, we're gonna use some holy water. Because these things are not really that strong. And they're more or less a waste of my time. Junk. A bunch of junk. Yeah, that's junk. Let's go around the other way. All right, now we're going to go around the other way. There's a town there. We'll come back to that. All right, bunch of stuff in the forest here. A light shield. Zombie Bane again. And a suit of iron armor. Dragon scale. To be fair, how many kids today could read American cursive? Not very many. I don't think they even teach it anymore. And in all honesty, I only really ever use it to sign my name on something. We're going to need the bird to get there. Persistence. It's like a millennial encryption code, kind of like the millennial anti-theft device with the 3-pedal car. Yeah. You may have noticed that there are some great boulders to the north, east, and west of Persistence. Villagers say it's good luck to touch all of them. I would visit the rocks too, but the thought of leaving scares me. East from here, as the crow flies, is a clearing on the coast. Did you see a town there? Sorta. You did, then Give thanks that the people there have not succumbed to fear from men or venomous beasts. There was something there. Yeah. Oh, that's the person who's building a town. Then perhaps his plan failed. A settler from our village set out to build a town there and has not returned. I expect he is in heaven with my brothers and sisters and my wife and my 13 little ones. No, he's not dead yet. Welcome to the village of Persistence. You must have endured great hardship to reach us. That wasn't too bad with a boat. We'll come back to the end here later. Our people do not lie. We do not see the purpose of falsehood. Every man must learn to face the truth, however painful. Welcome. If you're after weapons and armor, you've come to the right place. Let's see. Weak. And avian design isn't just for show. This boomerang's extra effective against insect family. Swallowtail's a boomerang. Stronger than my boomerang? It is stronger than my current boomerang. He can't use it. She could use it. Is it stronger than the whip? $211, and that's $195. So it is. I got another one. Rid of this junk. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's continue exploring this village. The bottomless pot was made by our people, but it was taken from us by strangers from the east. I dare say they will return and take what little we have left someday. I use that bottomless pot. They say the echo flute can be found in a tall tower. If you work hard and say your prayers, perhaps you will live to see it one day. I think I know what tower, too. We went to it, but we didn't keep going because I didn't have a quest for it. Oh, crikey, rumbled after all this time. All right, it's a fair cop. I'll get it back. I'll get you your bottomless blooming pot back at the first opportunity. Oh, wait a second. You're not from the village, are you? This is jolly embarrassing, but I'm actually a soldier from Medina. Well, I was, at any rate. I came here on an expedition donkeys years ago. But when the time came to set sail for home, I was 5 minutes late, and my comrades clean forgot all about me. They didn't care their precious blessed pot, of course. Oh no, I'm quite sure that made it back. I guess that's the helmet he used to wear. Now he lives in the well. That's kind of sad. This is my horse. He is a fine steed, strong and true. Perhaps the hoof rot will not take him as it did his brothers. Silver tiara that nobody needs. A fading Jenny. I don't see a purpose for fading Jenny at the moment. The white and green horse. Ed! Why, howdy there, I'm Ed. The talking horse. Mighty fine to make your acquaintance. How about I tell y'all something real nice? If y'all get a hold of the old bottomless pot, you might think about trying it out over the shallows off to the northwest. I've already done that. It's Mr. Ed. For those youngins who are not aware, Mr. Ed was a talking horse in a TV show way back. The echo flute will find the orbs when one is nearby. The flute's call will return to you. Perseverance will out. To the far north lies an island wrapped all around in ice. In the far corner of the plain there lives a warlock, an unrepentant user of magic, and a stranger to honest labor. Do not smile, friend. If the goddess had wanted her children to use magic, she would have given us wands instead of arms. But was Mr. Ed a talking horse, or was Wilbur just crazy? He said something about up north. A warlock. Is he talking about the guy I gave the rod to, or is he talking about that other place? I haven't found the flute yet, and I've found most of the orbs. Alright, so these are just like teleportals. Let's see where they go. We've been in here before. Olivia, who was swept over in a storm, don't you know, in the ocean right now, did her very young self throw the piece of the grave. It was not hers. That talks about the ship that we're going to. Nothing to do with the warlock. Unless they're referring to the guy that gave me the bone. We've been here before, too. Already been there. Alright, where's this go? We just ended up back here. Oh, we're in Romaria now. I really wanted to be at Romario. Alright, let's go check out this ghost ship. Ooh. Ghost ship. Hey, we got a squid. Tenda. They took cursive out when you were in 5th grade. Remember learning it in 3rd grade, using it in 4th, and forgetting it in 5th. Yeah. It was kind of similar for me. My teachers would always say, "Now make sure you know how to write in cursive because you're going to have to write it in the next grade." Didn't have to write it in the next grade. Make sure you do this. Make sure you do that, and you get to the next grade, didn't use it. All right, these things are really not that tough. Boxer shorts. Oh, phew, you're not one of them. At least you don't look like one. Are you looking for the treasure, too? I came here hoping to find some valuables, but all I come across so far is dead bodies and ghosts. I'm a nervous wreck. Yeah, but where's your boat? How'd you get on the ship without a boat? There's no boat. Now these guys are a little stronger. Widzilla, it said. Why be a mercenary? I work hands-on. My wife is my computer genius and comms person. Historically printed documents are almost as bad as cursive, though. Have you seen those S's? They're like F's without crossing them. Yeah. Oh, we hadn't learned anything new yet. All right, let's see. Though the wind may blow and the rain lash her good, they'll never sink this stubborn old tub. Yar har har. The ship wheel is moving on its own as if guided by a ghostly hand. Garhar, you can never have too many corpses on a ghost ship. How about it? Fancy becoming the next? No, how about you? He talked a lot of crap, but he couldn't back it up. All right, so we have 2 sets of stairs that we could go down. And they kind of lead to the same place, so that's not too big a deal. All right, we're going to come back to the down because that's where we're supposed to go. Thanks to the handy dandy, you know, little circle on the map. All right, I killed a fellow good and dead, and now I be paying the price at this here ore. 'Tis fair recompense for my sins. But young Eric over there never so much as coughed in church. Framed he was, poor lad, or 'tis a crime indeed. Olivia, my love, we are sinking. It seems you and I are doomed never to meet again in this world. But I will never forget you, my love, for you will never fade. I pray that you are at least able to live out your days in happiness. If I'd known they'd have us slaves rowing even after we died, I'd never have signed up for this in the first place. Hey, thanks for coming by, Valerian. It was good talking with you. Hey, we got a new monster. Hades. Hey, we got the god of the underworld. And hell is happy. He's got a buddy. There's a storm of brewing, shipmates. The wind, the waves, horror. Got a garter. Dazzle. And we got magic water. Have pity on us poor slaves. Heave, heave. Curse this infernal ore. I can't feel my arms. Drowning be a terrible way to go, shipmate. Mother, I don't want to die. Rowan works for slaves and scurvy scoundrels. Guess which I be, shipmate. 3,000 gold. Goodness gracious. A lot of poison needles in this game. A mimic. All right, who needs a diamond? Oh, I didn't mean to use it. I meant to transfer it. He needs one. If I can get through the door, that'd be nice. I have a feeling there's going to be a boss fight after this. Lover's Locket. Or not. Do we talk to Eric? Find a sword and finally introduce a merchant to the oldest. You're saying, I will never forget you, my love. For you will never fade. I pray that at least you'll be able to live your days happy, beloved. And now we zoom to going to stay at the inn while we're here too. Is there a priest I could talk to and save the game? It would appear not. We're gonna save the game here. It's been a little while since we've saved. Probably put some more money in the bank. Boy, I wish I could turn that into real money. $208,000, yeah. I'd be a lot closer to paying off the house. Boat. Will they let us pass now? Voice echoes over the waves. Lover's locket begins to float.
Olivia? Is that you?
Oh, Eric! My beloved, my soulmate. I have awaited your return all through these long years.
Olivia, my one true love.
Oh, Eric!
Curse the fates for keeping us from each other. But I swear I will never leave you again. At last, we can be together forever. Thank you for reuniting us.
Well, now that we can pass. I don't think anybody can wear the Raging Bull helmet. He already has it. Shrine of Shackles. Wanderers, you have found the Shrine of Shackles, loneliest of all prisons. I cannot die yet. Still so much to do. Just a corpse. A mini medal. Weightlifter's belt. What has become of my boy, my ally, Ortega? Oh, friend, please, please forgive me.
I don't want you holding back now, all right?
Naturally. Tell me, are they all as strong as you in Aliahan? In all my years, I have never been pushed quite so hard in a duel.
You're not so bad yourself, you know. Simao of Minosa, was it? I'll call you friend.
Four gold coins, that's it.
It's all my fault, Ortega. I am truly sorry.
Have there always been so many monsters around these parts? Either way, might be best we put off returning to Minosa for now. It'd only cause more trouble in the end.
Agreed. No one else should have to suffer on our account. Why don't we try splitting up for a while? That should make it harder for them to find us. At least I hope it will.
Are you sure? If you follow this path, it could be some time till you see your family again. I'm just... sorry.
Do not worry. I know they'll be fine. Things have also been far from normal in the town of late. I'm going to keep my distance and see how everything unfolds.
All right. I'll head off to prepare for the trek ahead. Look after yourself, friend.
Likewise, whenever it is time for us to strike back, you will find me by your side. I swear this on the mountain cleaver.
My reputation seems to precede me these days. There's no end to those after my life. Perhaps it's time I took on a new mantle.
Use my blades to bring peace to the world. Please, my friend. Hurl it! Hurl the mountain cleaver into that blasted volcano.
Rufus knows something seems to have been stuffed under the bed. He decides to take a closer look. That's a horrible bed. Oh, we got the sword. Mountain Cleaver is a little bit stronger. Oh wow, so the hero can use claws? I didn't know that. That must be a remake thing. So he somehow ended up in this prison where he ended up dying. Didn't exactly tell you how he ended up in the prison, though. Nothing in the pot? It's a fake. Alrighty here. Got several fading jennies. Ooh, I can't go to the center there. I'm gonna need the bird for that. To the center of the mountain. Angel's robes too weak. What else did I get? Flame tongue boomerang. And the flame tang boomerang is stronger. Okay. Head to the fiery mountain, introduce a merchant to the old man. I hadn't found a merchant. And 10 to 1, this is where we got to use the sword, right? All right, guys, that is all the time I have today. But thank you for coming and watching. If you are new, make sure you hit that follow button. Don't forget to turn on notifications. I'm usually live Monday through Wednesday, sometimes Fridays. This week, of course, is a little different because we got Christmas. So I will not be live tomorrow, and obviously not Thursday either. Maybe Friday. We'll see how things go, what's going on here. I will definitely update you on Discord, in which, if you haven't already, you are welcome to join the Discord. Ton of information there, links. That's my hub for everything. So you're very welcome to join that. And I will possibly be live on Friday. And there might be occasionally some nights around 9 o'clock in the evening when I might do some PlayStation 5 streams. We'll see how it goes. I've been kind of getting into Fallout 76 lately. I mean, they've had some new updates and whatnot, obviously. And so I have two versions, I guess. I got the PC version, which I played the most, and have ton of things, weapons, camp stuff. I had Fallout first for the longest time, and so I had a bunch of atoms, bought lots of stuff. Recently, due to financial hardship and Christmas time, I canceled my Fallout first. But once we can get back up where we need to be, I'll probably renew it. But I also have it on PlayStation 5. It's not cross play or whatever. So whatever I have on PC, I don't have on PlayStation and vice versa. So I'm kind of starting over on the PlayStation, which is not too bad in a sense. But I've been kind of enjoying it. I'm kind of looking for a spot to put my camp on the PlayStation version. On the PC, I have my camp, my house built near the Nuka-Cola factory, right there on the water, because I've always been I'm a water person. So I'm trying to decide where to put it. I kind of want to put it somewhere different. And I've kind of been looking around the river there, but there's not a lot of flat area to build a house. Not a lot of space to build a house either. So I might, shy away from the water and maybe do something in mountains or in a field somewhere or something. The only thing is, it's good to have a water source. That way, you can put your water purifier in the water until you get the one that has the concrete bottom or whatever. But maybe we'll do some streams and we'll play some Fallout 76, or maybe we'll go back to Ghost of Yotai if you like, or even Oblivion. Feel free to let me know in Discord if you like, or we can also talk about it the next time we're live. All right, I hope you have a great day and have a very Merry Christmas. We'll see you.